When the Maybach Excelero debuted in 2005, it was an out-of-this-world concept car that only Bruce Wayne would be able to afford. Well, that wasn't until it appeared in a Jay-Z music video. The $8 million car, one of the rarest and most expensive in the world, got to live out its dream of being driven by a billionaire rapper. Oh, and we're pretty sure Jay-Z had fun too. Here are all the details about the hip-hop star's rare wheels and what makes it deserving of its reputation as the real-life Batmobile. According to Forbes, Jay-Z became the first ever billionaire rapper in 2019. So, $8 million, a car worthy for a superhero? That's not so unreasonable after all. On the Kingdom Come album from 2006, Jay-Z collaborated with Michelle for the song Lost One. The Lost One music video, which was released on his 37th birthday, contained one major birthday surprise for us to enjoy. Jay-Z can be seen hopping into the Maybach Excelero, one of the rarest cars in the world that was straight up inspired by the Batmobile. But what kind of innovative design does it take to bring the Batmobile to life outside of Gotham City? Well, at first, it's gotta be a car that only Bruce Wayne himself would be able to afford, which was accomplished by the Excelero's astonishing $8 million price tag in 2005, which equals over $10.6 million today when adjusted for inflation. Second, it's gotta be rare. Excelero, technically a concept car, has no plans to ever make another one. If the price tag alone doesn't draw wealthy eyes from all around the world, then its exclusivity certainly does. The Excelero was commissioned by Fulda, a German subsidiary of Goodyear, to test out its new Carrot Excelero tires. Made by Stola, an Italian automotive company founded in 1919, in collaboration with Daimler Chrysler, the Excelero made its official debut in 2005. The one-of-a-kind sleek black automobile was built on the bones of a Maybach 57, but its original design was inspired by and based on modernizing the Maybach SW38. As for its connection to Batman, the Excelero wasn't meant to be a carbon copy of the Batmobile, but drew inspiration from the Cape Crusader's famous wheels to produce a more modernized and practical version of the car that today's millionaires and billionaires would be happy to be spotted taking it out on the road. It definitely looks like the type of luxury Bruce Wayne would be driving around when he's not sporting a black cape and mask. Now for the third and arguably most important aspect of drawing inspiration from the Dark Knight's signature wheels. The car has to both look and drive like one of the most powerful cars in the world. With 725 pounds of torque at 2,500 RPM, a twin-turbo V12 engine producing 690 horsepower and a top speed of 218 miles per hour, the Excelero definitely checks that box, and being able to reach high speeds was one of the main goals of this concept car, since it needed to be able to test its tires to their absolute limit. The car is able to speed from 0 to 60 in just 4.4 seconds, which is even more impressive when you know the Excelero is a pretty heavy car. It weighs 2.8 tons, which is a lot more than some of today's supercars, which are just becoming lighter and lighter. For example, the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento weighs only 999 kilograms. The Excelero also has spoilers that come out of the back when it reaches high speeds, adding some flair to an already impressive vehicle. And of course, to top it all off are the set of 23-inch Fulda Carrot Excelero tires that started it all. Alright, now we know how the Excelero performs on the track, let's take a look at the inside. With black and red leather, carbon fiber, and aluminum accents, it's easy to see that the luxurious interior of this sports car is built for both speed and comfort. If you need any more proof that the Excelero is built for racing, just check out the red harness seatbelts and those special compartments in the back made to hold the driver and passenger helmets. The car's actually pretty nice and roomy for a two-door, but it's definitely not one of Jay-Z's family cars. This one's clearly meant for a high-speed spin around the track, or a music video cameo, of course. However, there's one downside to this epic car. The Maybach Excelero can't reach the same speeds today as it did in 2005. It's no spring chicken after all, but it's still one of a kind, and there will never be one exactly like it. It might be more of a show car than a race car now, but it still makes an incredibly unique addition to any multi-million-dollar car collection. But even though the Excelero is one of a kind and irreplaceable, holding on to it for just a few years is good enough for some people. Jay-Z eventually unloaded the car, and it apparently now belongs to a private collector in Germany called Mechatronic, who's been spotted showing it off at a few car shows and events. But it's not like Jay-Z minds. He has at least 15 other cars in his collection to meet all his high-speed needs. Will Smith doesn't just drive nice cars in the movies. His personal collection includes everything from a 1965 Ford Mustang to an ultra-rare Maybach. The actor is worth $350 million and climbing, so it's no wonder he forks over millions for various vehicles that get him around LA. He even has a couple things you wouldn't expect him to, like a more than $2 million RV he uses as a movie trailer, and one very basic car that's actually one of his favorites. Here's everything you need to know about Will Smith's multi-million-dollar car collection. Will Smith is a connoisseur of cool cars, from ultra-luxury to old-school vintage. Even with millions of dollars to spend on vehicles, the only thing he loves more than a tricked-out Porsche or bougie Rolls-Royce is something classic. The highlight of his car collection is his beloved 1965 Ford Mustang, painted cherry red and kept in mint condition. The Mustang is one of the most iconic cars ever made, and Will Smith's baby is even more rare because it comes from the first year the Mustang was sold. The car has a V8 engine and comes with standard interior features like adjustable driver and passenger bucket seats, a floor-mounted shifter, and an AM radio. So sitting behind the wheel of this Mustang is like driving straight into the past. Will Smith's sweet cherry red ride would have sold for a little more than $2,000 when it was first released, but it's estimated his mint condition model cost him about $40,000. Will Smith also owned a 1998 Bentley Continental T-Coupe, which was sold at auction in 2015 to raise money for Make-A-Wish. The 90s classic can reach a top speed of 273 kilometers an hour, 170 miles per hour by the way, and go from 0 to 60 in just 5.7 seconds. The super luxury coupe has 2 doors and 4 seats and a 420 horsepower engine. It's estimated the actor's ride is worth about $120,000. When Will Smith's not busy cruising the streets of LA in a classic ride, he's got his hands on the wheel of a luxury ride. One of his vehicles is the Maybach 57S, a rare model that he introduced to his collection just before the production of the car ended. His custom version of the car boasts a 6-liter V12 engine and the power to go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. The sleek exterior is black, while the luxury interior boasts a Bose sound system and state-of-the-art navigation system, plus high-end leather seats and leather and wood grain finishing. Since Smith has to also consider the security of his famous family, the Maybach also comes outfitted with bulletproof windows. The actor and his wife spent over $400,000 on the 57S and all of its customizations. Smith has also been spotted driving various Rolls-Royce cars since the earliest days of his career, but the one he keeps in his collection now is a custom Rolls-Royce Ghost. The Ghost is known for being a comfortable ride and is very popular amongst celebrities. The Ghost is also known for making your bank account invisible. The V12 engine allows the Ghost to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, and it has a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, 155.3 miles per hour. In case you were wondering. The interior is even more impressive. It features finely grained leather and real wood and metal accents, and massaging passenger seats. There's also a dual-screen rear seat entertainment system, as well as an 18-speaker bespoke stereo and a mobile hotspot. Jada Pinkett Smith is often seen out and about in the Ghost and was rightfully upset after paparazzi scratched her ride. The Ghost is worth around $300,000 without the customizations, so we'll put the value of the Smith's ride at about $350,000. Will Smith also has something every driver needs in LA, a cushy convertible. A Bentley Azure convertible, to be exact. This ultra-exclusive 4-seater convertible can zip from 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds and reach a top speed of 288 kilometers an hour. That's 179 miles per hour thanks to its V8 twin-turbo engine. Will's model has heated leather seats, walnut and leather trim, and a leather-wrapped steering wheel. It's estimated to be worth $370,000. Recently, the Bad Boys star has also started to look into going electric. One of his most recent car purchases is a BMW i8 Hybrid, a car that manages to be both incredibly stylish and good for the environment. First launched in 2014, the i8 is now one of the most popular plug-in sports cars. Some of the interior features include 12 speakers, 2 LCD display screens in the front, real-time traffic display, and lots of leather. The exterior of Smith's car boasts pearl metallic paint and butterfly doors, and there's no doubt that the sleek and sporty look is eye-catching, even in LA. With customizations and a satisfying 3-cylinder engine, Smith's i8 is estimated to have cost him about $150,000. When promoting Bad Boys for Life, Will Smith was spotted in another electric vehicle, the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. In a YouTube video, the actor moonlighted as a Lyft driver for the day and gave his fans a ride around LA. The Taycan features 750 horsepower and 774 pounds of torque with launch control. The result is a super fast car that can go from 0 to 60 in just 2.6 seconds, and Smith and his passengers were excited and maybe a little bit terrified while showing off some of that speed. The Taycan also lets drivers customize the way they ride with 5 driving modes: range, normal, sport, Sport Plus, and Individual, the latter of which allows you to adjust the chassis and its height to suit your driving style. While it's not clear if Will Smith bought the car himself, was gifted the car, or was just borrowing it for the video, the Porsche is worth about $215,000, and Smith had so much fun that we're sure he either has or wants one in his personal collection. Since Will Smith is a family man, he can't always get the Smiths everywhere they need to go in a small electric vehicle. That's why he owns 3 high-performance SUVs. One of his current favorites is a Cadillac Escalade ESV. Obviously, Smith has the Premium Luxury Edition, which features seating for up to 8 people with plenty of legroom. The ESV has a powerful 420 horsepower V8 engine. The interior features Cadillac's signature plush finishes, as well as an impressive 38 inches of diagonal display on the completely diagonal dashboard with 3 separate displays. Another impressive feature is the partially automated driving assistance system. It keeps a safe distance between the Escalade and other vehicles and even traces lanes to help steer the SUV. Smith's model is worth $90,000. The Fresh Prince also owns a Mercedes-Benz GL 450. It can go from 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds and has a 4.7-liter turbocharged 8-cylinder engine with a 7-speed automatic transmission. The car can carry up to 7 passengers, so there's plenty of room for the whole family and some friends. It also has onboard cruise control, chrome door handles, and tinted glass windows for privacy. It even features rain-detecting wipers, and the interior is super high-tech. There's wireless streaming, 14 high-performance speakers linked to a surround sound system, heated and ventilated front seats, and even heated and cooling cup holders. The Smiths paid about $100,000 for this high-tech home on wheels. The final SUV rounding out the actor's collection is a Lincoln Navigator. The gigantic SUV comes with some things that the Smith family probably won't need in LA, like a monstrous 8,700-pound maximum towing capacity. But it certainly doesn't hurt, right? The 450 horsepower vehicle with its twin turbocharged 3.5-liter engine also features convenient amenities, like a Wi-Fi hotspot that you can access from 50 feet away, and ultrasonic sensors that can locate an available parking spot and then do all the hard work to get you safely in it. It also has an awesome cruise control feature with radar that scans the road ahead and detects slower traffic, and it can automatically brake or accelerate. It has 20 strategically placed speakers, and with the Lincoln Connect app, you can use your cell phone as a key. The SUV costs about $76,000. But perhaps the most impressive vehicle in Will Smith's collection isn't really a car at all. It's actually a giant 2-story mobile mansion nicknamed The Heat. The ultimate RV is used by Will Smith as a movie trailer. It has 22 wheels and over 1,200 square feet of floor space. There are 14 TVs scattered throughout the RV, as well as a 30-seat screening room on the second floor. There are stairs leading up to the second level, and it features things like blackout curtains to dissuade the pesky paparazzi. The second floor of the trailer transforms by raising the roof using 8 pistons that push out 2,000 pounds of pressure, raising it about 42 inches to provide enough space for a comfortable screening experience. The actor hangs out here whenever he's filming something. It makes the perfect movie trailer because it features a huge lounge room for him and his co-stars to catch up off set, as well as a large wardrobe and some mirrors for his movie makeup. There's about $125,000 worth of technology in the trailer, and the bathroom alone costs about $25,000. It includes a steam shower with glass that becomes opaque with just a touch of a button. In total, the Heat cost Will Smith an astonishing $2.5 million, but anyone can rent out the vehicle if they have $9,000 to spare for an overnight stay. But the next vehicle in Will Smith's collection is surprisingly modest, especially compared to a multi-million-dollar RV. Smith might like the glitz and glamour of life in Hollywood, but he still likes to go back to basics every once in a while. He owns a Ford Taurus SHO for everyday driving. The SHO stands for super high output, so it's a high-performance version of the full-size car. The actor also drove a Ford Taurus SHO in Men in Black 3. His off-screen Taurus is estimated to be worth about $35,000. So that's Will Smith's personal car collection. But what about all the cool rides he's driven in the movies? The actor put the 2020 Porsche 911 to the test in Bad Boys for Life. Smith's character drives a brand new Carrera S in the film as a nod to the 964 generation 911 Turbo he drove in the original 1995 film. The Carrera S is worth almost $100,000, while the 964 911 Turbo can sell for $140,000. In iRobot, Smith even got his hands on a car that was made just for the movie. The fictional Audi he drives was a futuristic concept model made just for the film, but if it was for sale, it would probably cost upwards of $400,000. The film also gave him the chance to hop on an awesome robotic chopper made by Orange County Choppers just for the film, as well as a bike that does actually exist, the MV Agusta F4 750 SPR. It's worth about $9,000, and Smith was lucky enough to be paid to ride one. In I Am Legend, Smith's ride of choice is a cherry red Shelby GT500 Mustang that reminds us of his own red Mustang, and it's also worth about $40,000. So these are some of Will Smith's most popular and expensive rides on and off the screen, but who knows what else he's been privately cruising around LA in. His personal collection is worth about $4.5 million if you include the RV, or $1.9 million if you don't. Now we gotta know, are you impressed? You didn't think that Elon Musk just had Teslas in his garage, did you? Over the years, Musk has owned everything, from a McLaren F1 to a Lotus Esprit underwater car. Musk even owns a 1920 Ford Model T. He is the Henry Ford of electric vehicles, after all. If you want to get behind the wheel of a cool car like Elon Musk, then keep watching. Omaze is giving you the chance to put a limited edition Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 in your garage. To potentially win this cool car and support the charity Folds of Honor, visit omaze.com/therichest. Elon Musk's first big success in the business world was his company Zip2. When the startup was purchased in 1999 by Compaq for $305 million, Musk had a big decision to make: buy a house or buy a supercar. Musk chose the latter and purchased a stunning McLaren F1 for $1 million. McLaren only produced 106 F1s between 1992 and 1998, and Musk's F1 was one of only 7 imported into the US in '97. It doesn't get much rarer than that. There's no doubt that Musk is a genius, but he made a really stupid decision when he failed to insure his F1. He crashed the car in 2000 when he was on his way to a meeting with fellow entrepreneur Peter Thiel, and he had to pay for the repairs out of pocket. We can't really blame him for pushing the car to the limit. The 3-seater F1 can reach top speeds of 205 miles per hour, but Musk claimed he topped the car out at 215 miles per hour. I guess we'll believe him. Despite extensive repairs, Musk managed to sell the F1 in 2007 for $1.7 million. The buyer likely wanted to own a piece of history, and that they did. As a child, Musk was a huge James Bond fan, so it's no surprise that he paid $997,000 at auction for a 1967 Lotus Esprit. The Esprit might be one of the most famous Bond cars of all time. Affectionately nicknamed Wet Nelly, this particular Esprit was driven on land and underwater in the Roger Moore Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me. Musk did have a bit of buyer's remorse when he bought the Esprit, as it turns out it doesn't actually transform into a submarine. That was all thanks to the movie magic. Undeterred, though, Musk vowed to make the Esprit truly amphibious by installing a Tesla powertrain into the supercar. Musk's ingenuity knows no bounds. The BMW M5 is a sleek and stylish luxury car, but Musk's M5 is much more than just a classy sedan. Musk owns an incredibly fast and powerful Heyman BMW M5 worth about $150,000. A standard M5 is equipped with an 8-cylinder engine that's capable of putting out 560 horsepower. Musk's Heyman BMW M5 is a tuner's dream. Thanks to a control module, the Heyman BMW M5's 4.4-liter V8 puts out 600 horsepower. That means that the Heyman BMW M5 is almost as powerful as the 690 horsepower Cybertruck. How cool would it be to see the M5 go head-to-head with the Cybertruck in a tug-of-war? Make it happen, Elon. Come on. Before we move on to the next car in Elon's collection, let's take a moment to thank Omaze for supporting this video. Omaze is offering you the opportunity to score a 10th anniversary edition Mustang Spec 5 that's designed and engineered by RTR. If you win, you'll also receive VIP access to hang out with the legendary drift racer Vaughn Gritton Jr. and his champion-winning team at the Formula Drift race of your choice through 2022. This promotion is for a great cause, as donations support Folds of Honor, which provides educational scholarships to the spouses and children of America's fallen and disabled service members. To date, Folds of Honor has awarded 29,000 scholarships throughout all U.S. states and the territories of Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. Folds of Honor scholarships support private education tuition, homeschooling, and tutoring for children in grades K through 12, as well as higher education tuition assistance for spouses and dependents. The 750 horsepower Mustang RTR Spec 5's Coyote V8 engine makes it the perfect drifting machine. And how cool would it be to say you got to hang out with JR in the paddock? You'll feel just like one of the pit crew decked out in team gear. Just head to omaze.com/therichest for a chance to win and to support a great cause. Musk became a Jaguar fan when he was just 17 years old. A friend gave him a book about the greatest classic convertibles ever made, and the car that caught his attention was the E-Type. He vowed that one day he would own one of the stylish British sports cars, and in 1995, he made that dream a reality. After receiving a $40,000 check from a venture capitalist, Musk immediately went out and bought an E-Type. Unfortunately, the Jag was incredibly unreliable and it broke down while Musk was driving it home from the dealership. That didn't bother him at all because Musk still owns the finicky Roadster to this day. It was a wise decision to keep the E-Type because it's worth more than $100,000 now. The Tesla Roadster is the car that made Musk famous. When he unveiled the first-generation Roadster in 2008, every auto journalist in the world instantly fell in love. It was sleek, fast, and quiet, and had a range of 227 miles thanks to its lithium-ion batteries. The carbon fiber body and 3.5-hour charge time were big selling points. Who wouldn't want to own a sports car capable of going 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds? Tesla cars have improved sustainability since then, but the original Roadster is still an impressive EV. Even buying a used one today is well worth it. Simply update the software and you're good to go. Musk got a lot of use out of his '08 Tesla Roadster, which was the first one off the production line. In the early days of Tesla, he drove the car almost every day, but all good things must come to an end. In early 2018, Musk strapped his original $98,500 Tesla Roadster into a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket and launched it into space. Weirdo, Musk's 2008 Tesla Roadster was the first car launched into space and first to orbit the sun. If you're worried about the Roadster crashing down to Earth, don't. Simulations over a 3 million year time span found that there is only a 6% chance that the Roadster will collide with Earth. That probability is very similar to the likelihood of other near-Earth objects colliding with Earth. Musk believes the Roadster could float in space for 1 billion years, but solar radiation, cosmic radiation, and micrometeoroid impacts will eventually break down the Roadster's carbon fiber body. Musk hasn't forgotten about his first Roadster. He wants to take pictures of the car in orbit around the sun during a future SpaceX mission. Goals. Earth. We don't just litter our planet, we litter other galaxies. Musk absolutely hated his $55,000 2010 Audi Q7. He said it was one of the worst purchases he ever made. He bought the luxury SUV because he needed something to haul around his young family. His first wife, Justine, had given birth to a set of twins in 2004 and then a set of triplets in 2006, so Musk needed something stylish to take the kids to piano lessons and soccer practice. You didn't expect a billionaire to drive around in a minivan, did you? Musk was impressed with the Q7's sleek style, but he hated the SUV's third-row seating. Getting all his kids in the Audi Q7 was a challenge. It was so cramped in the back that Musk decided to add Falcon wing doors to the Tesla Model X. With Falcon wing doors, it's a lot easier to get into the back of a Tesla Model X, even when it's in a cramped parking spot. There's no question that Elon Musk is a modern-day Henry Ford. Ford may be Tesla's biggest competitor, but Musk still appreciates the company's history. Musk has a pristine 1920 Ford Model T in his garage that's worth about $24,200. However, he didn't buy the iconic Tin Lizzie. It was a gift from his friend. The Model T is an incredibly unique piece of automotive history, but driving one can be very challenging. It's a lot different than getting behind the wheel of a Tesla. The two-seater Model T uses a unique three-pedal system. One of the pedals is used to go backwards. There's no actual gear to switch into reverse. The Model T does have one thing in common with a Tesla. It's incredibly long-lasting. If you find a Model T out in a farmer's field, there's a good chance it'll be able to start fairly easily. The original 1908 Model T sold for $850, and by 1927, Ford had dropped the price of the Model T down to $260. Ford kept lowering the price as consumers opted for fancier cars. Elon Musk is a big Porsche fan, but he does have one criticism: they guzzle too much gas. Shortly before the launch of Tesla, Musk asked engineer J.B. Straubel to put a lithium-ion battery pack in a 911. Musk envisioned a future with fast electric sports cars and even offered Straubel $250,000 to create an electric Porsche. Musk's $91,900 Porsche 911 Turbo isn't electric, but it's still impressive thanks to the 3.8-liter H6 engine that's capable of putting out 500 horsepower. Despite being a Porsche fan, Musk was not very happy when fellow centi-billionaire Bill Gates purchased an electric Porsche Taycan instead of a Tesla. After Gates gushed over the Taycan, Musk took to Twitter and wrote, "My conversations with Gates have been underwhelming, to be honest." Or he could have just talked to Gates directly. The first car that Elon Musk ever bought was a 1978 BMW 320i. As first cars go, it's a pretty stylish choice. Musk bought his second-hand 3 Series in 1993 for just $1,400. He got such a bargain because it turns out this particular BMW was in rough shape. 2 years later, he lent the 320i to some Zip2 interns so they could run some errands, and the car lost its wheels. Has your car ever lost its wheels while out on a coffee run? The wheels flying off his 320i was the last straw for Musk. He had a lot of other problems with the car during the short time he owned it. The 320i's 4-speed transmission failed, and Musk had to jam in a 5-speed transmission that he found in a Philly junkyard. Musk uses different Tesla vehicles as daily drivers. Sometimes he opts for the Model X. If he's by himself, he'll opt for a Tesla Model S. In 2019, Musk tweeted he was a big fan of the full self-driving computer, Raven powertrain, and adaptive damping suspension in the Tesla Model S performance. Musk enjoys driving high-performance versions of Tesla cars and usually buys first production units of new models. In late 2019, Musk was spotted driving around Malibu in a Cybertruck prototype. He cruised over to Nobu for some sushi with Grimes and then stopped to show off the futuristic pickup to fans and actor Ed Norton. Tesla is on the verge of launching a brand new Roadster next year, so we wouldn't be surprised if Musk makes the $250,000 second-generation Tesla Roadster his daily driver in the future. The two-door coupe will be capable of going from 0 to 60 in just 1.9 seconds. That's much faster than the original Roadster.
After a controversial upbringing, Mark Wahlberg created the hip-hop group Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. From there, he soon found his way into the realm of acting. Thanks to his box office appeal and business interest in car dealerships and restaurants, Wahlberg now, at the time of writing, has an estimated net worth of $350 million. And with all that cash comes a stunning car collection. This is exactly what we're going to be examining today. We're going to look at all the amazing vehicles the 2-time Oscar nominee has owned. Plus, we'll see just how much money they set him back. So, let's get started. If you're going to have an expensive car collection, then a Lamborghini will likely be one of the main vehicles displayed in your garage. Well, Mark Wahlberg followed suit by getting a 1999 Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster. First introduced in 1991, the Roadster was the first Lamborghini to reach over 200 miles per hour with a top speed of 204. Powered by a 5.7-liter V12 engine, the car was able to reach 530 horsepower. On top of that, it could go from 0 to 60 in just 4.09 seconds. Wahlberg's version was the rather fetching lilac color. According to GQ, Wahlberg's Lambo even has a removable roof. A similar car even made an appearance in the film Pain and Gain in 2013 that features Wahlberg. The selling price for the Roadster in 1999 was $287,500. Now a married man with 4 children, Wahlberg decided to get a car that was a lot more practical than the Diablo. So he picked up the 2015 Toyota Sienna. Able to fit 7 to 8 passengers, the minivan was nicknamed by the Wahlberg family the Mintmobile due to the spacious interior being able to hold a lot of mint candy. Wahlberg's version is slightly different to the usual model, with black wheels with chrome lips, tinted windows, and a DirecTV system. After all, gotta keep the kids happy. As for under the hood, the 3.5-liter V6 engine has 266 horsepower. The dashboard also features a touchscreen that can be used for information and entertainment. Depending on the version, a brand new 2015 Sienna was originally being sold for up to $46,250. Back to the sports cars in the Transformer actor's garage, we have the 2012 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. First produced in 2010, the model was partly designed by legendary racing driver David Coulthard. The AMG is a 6.2-liter V8 engine capable of producing 563 horsepower. It can zoom away with a top speed of 197 miles per hour, as well as go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds. According to the manufacturer's suggested retail price, or MSRP, the base AMG in 2012 was as high as $196,100. This isn't the only time Wahlberg has had a Mercedes-Benz in his possession. When he first became famous as Marky Mark in the early 90s, he reportedly splashed out on one of their models. However, he couldn't afford to insure the car, which he likely regrets. At the time, he was living in a rough neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts. The locals regularly targeted his fancy car and vandalized it, even cutting open the roof and stealing the radio from within. Marky Mark seems to have a soft spot for luxury cars. After all, he also has a Bentley in his garage, specifically the Azure T model from 2009. Wahlberg's Azure has a 6.8-liter V8 engine capable of 450 horsepower. This high-performance car can reach a top speed of 179 miles per hour. The interior of the model was reportedly inspired by the iconic Bentley Mark VI, a car originally made in 1946. The MSRP for the Azure T was originally $334,990 for the base model, making it one of Wahlberg's priciest vehicles. Adding another car type with an SUV, Wahlberg decided to get his mitts on a 2010 Cadillac Escalade. With seating for up to 7 passengers, the Escalade comes with a 6.2-liter V8 engine with 403 horsepower. Upon its release, the vehicle had an MSRP of up to $84,125 for the base model, but Wahlberg's was anything but base. He got the California car specialist West Coast Customs to turn his vehicle into a mobile office of sorts. The work was showcased in a 2011 episode of the TV show Inside West Coast Customs. The work included stripping the interior, adding an automated partition, equipping a DirecTV satellite link and LCD monitors, adding tinted windows, and more. By 2012, reports came out that the car was for sale on eBay with a starting bid of $75,000. The car could be bought now for $129,750. However, it failed to sell on the site. The most recent entry into Wahlberg's collection is another SUV. This time, it's the 2018 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and it's also one of his favorites since he's been seen cruising around in it often. The first all-wheel drive by Rolls-Royce, the Cullinan features a 6.8-liter V12 engine capable of 563 horsepower. It's able to go from 0 to 60 in just 4.8 seconds and has a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Upon its release, the window sticker price for this Cullinan was $325,000. Fun fact, the model is named after the Cullinan diamond, the largest gem-quality rough stone ever found. It was discovered in 1905 and weighs 3,106.75 carats. The largest piece, the Star of Africa, owned by Queen Elizabeth II, is said to be worth $400 million. Sticking with Rolls-Royce, Wahlberg has also had another model from the British car manufacturers, this time the 2014 Phantom Drophead Coupe. First created in 2007, the model was heavily featured in the closing ceremony of the London 2012 Summer Olympics. Under the bonnet, as the Brits say, is a 6.8-liter V12 engine with 453 horsepower. It also has a top speed of 150 miles per hour. Upon its release, the MSRP for the coupe was $474,600 for the base model, making this car the most expensive in Wahlberg's mighty collection, at least for now. Stay tuned for the end of the video to see what might be beating it soon. The final automobile in Wahlberg's car collection is the 2011 Porsche Panamera. First undergoing production in 2009, the Panamera was bought by Wahlberg as a bridge between his love of sports cars and his need to get something more suitable for a growing family. The design of the Panamera was compared to the stretched version of the 911 model. The all-wheel drive turbo Panamera variant has a 4.8-liter V8 engine able to produce 500 horsepower. It can reach a top speed of 188 miles per hour. The MSRP for the Panamera Turbo was $135,300. So if we add up all the MSRPs for the cars that have been in Mark Wahlberg's collection, we come to a grand total of $1,883,865. And that doesn't take into account any modifications or extra features he might have included, which may tip that number to over $2 million. Final fact finish. One car that Marky Mark hasn't officially purchased, but has been heavily linked to get his hands on it eventually, is the upcoming Mercedes AMG 1.
It is Ronaldo!
With Cristiano Ronaldo returning home to Manchester United, the world now has a big question that needs answering. How is he going to transfer his car collection from Turin, Italy to Manchester, England? Well, probably at great financial cost, as CR7 has a massive number of vehicles in his garage, many of which are worth millions. Today, we're going to peek behind the curtain and see the impressive sports cars and luxury vehicles that the legendary Portuguese football/soccer player has owned over the years, including a collection of Ferraris, Bugattis, Rolls-Royces, and so much more. There's even a rare McLaren. So, let's get started. When you're one of the greatest players to ever grace the football pitch, it's only right to have some of the best cars around. As such, Ronaldo has 3 cars from Bugatti. In early 2021, he purchased the limited edition Bugatti 110. It's able to hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds. On release, they were selling for $8.88 million. There are also reports that he splurged out on the one-of-a-kind Bugatti La Voiture Noire for $18.9 million. Other confirmed Bugattis Ronaldo has owned include the Veyron and Chiron, worth $2.4 million and $3.1 million respectively. Altogether, this Bugatti collection is worth $33.2 million. With only 500 units available, Ronaldo had to get his mitts on a stunning McLaren Senna, named after the legendary Formula One driver, Ayrton Senna. The vehicle has a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine capable of producing 789 horsepower. The track car that's legal for road use can reach 208 miles per hour. It only takes 2.8 seconds for the Senna to get from 0 to 62 miles per hour. The body is formed out of carbon fiber, making the Senna the lightest vehicle that McLaren has ever created. The limited edition supercar was reportedly bought by CR7 for $1.06 million in 2019. While still playing for Juventus in 2021, Ronaldo reportedly decided to skip training one day. This came a day after the team lost heavily to their rivals. Probably to cheer himself up, he went out to purchase a Ferrari Monza SP1. The motor, which can only be bought by invitation, reportedly cost Ronaldo $1.95 million. It'll go well with the other Ferraris in his garage, which include an F12 TDF worth $480,000, a 599 GTO worth $385,000, a $310,000 599 GTB Fiorano, and a $300,000 F430. So, adding up those figures, his Ferrari smorgasbord is worth around $3.4 million. But not every car in CR7's possession is a world record-beating supercar. Sometimes he gets a car that's better suited to his family. As such, he has a convertible Chevrolet Camaro SS that he first bought in 2016. The 6.2-liter V8 engine can produce 455 horsepower. At the time, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, or MSRP, had the car being sold for $48,300, making it the cheapest car within the Portuguese forwards arsenal. Back to his fancy cars, according to reports, Ronaldo first began his collection during his first stint at Manchester United from 2003 to 2009. One model he loved dearly at the time was the Bentley Continental GT Speed Coupe. Under the hood, the 2009 model has a 6-liter W12 engine capable of 600 horsepower. At the time, it was selling for $203,600. On top of the Camaro, Ronaldo decided to get another family car in 2016. This time, even his dogs will be able to make use of the car. He decided to get the special edition Range Rover Sport SVR. This Land Rover-made 4-wheel drive SUV has a 5-liter V8 engine able to produce 550 horsepower. At the time of its release, the SVR was said to be the fastest and most powerful vehicle produced by Land Rover. During 2016, when Ronaldo got one of his own, the MSRP for the SVR was $111,350. Next, we have the Porsche 911 Turbo S that's also housed in Ronaldo's residence. After spending most of 2016 buying practical family cars, Ronaldo decided to get one for himself with this Porsche. It has a 3.8-liter H6 engine capable of 560 horsepower. Thanks to a turbocharged power plant, the 911 can hit 200 miles per hour. A month before Ronaldo got the Porsche, he lost out on the 2015 FIFA Ballon d'Or to longtime rival Lionel Messi. He probably wanted the car to cheer himself up. By the following Ballon d'Or, CR7 took home the top prize again. In 2016, the Turbo S all-wheel drive had an MSRP of $194,600. We've done his Bugatti and his Ferrari collections. Now, let's look at Ronaldo's Mercedes-Benz selection. In 2020, to celebrate CR7's 35th birthday, his partner, Georgina Rodriguez, gifted the footballer a Mercedes G-Wagon Brabus worth $850,000. This goes on top of his Mercedes AMG GLE 63S worth $108,840. He also has this Mercedes AMG S65 Coupe. In 2017, this stunner was selling for $236,250, making this collection worth nearly $1.2 million. When putting together a car collection that makes most people drool in jealousy, rich folk tend to include a Lamborghini Aventador, and Ronnie is no different. According to reports, in order to celebrate his 27th birthday in 2012, Ronaldo decided to treat himself to a brand new jet black Aventador. It has a 6.5-liter V12 engine containing 691 horsepower. It can also go up to 218 miles per hour. At the time, this motor had an MSRP of $376,000. The last collection of one type within Ronaldo's garage is for Rolls-Royce. According to reports, in 2008, after announcing his decision to stay at Man United for another season, he decided to purchase a Phantom Drophead Coupe, a beloved icon for luxury car fans. At the time, the car was selling for $407,000. In 2019, Ronaldo purchased what reports titled as his favorite car, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The bright white vehicle was purchased for a reported $360,000, making this collection worth $767,000. On top of the high salary and recognition for being one of the world's best players, if you're playing for Real Madrid's first team, you could get a free brand new Audi. Thanks to the sponsorship deal that was inked in 2003. Ronaldo got to enjoy this perk for the last time in 2017. He was given an RS7 Sportback Prestige model. These cars have a 4-liter V8 engine that can produce 605 horsepower. The selling price for these at the time started at $129,500. With his love of sports cars, Ronaldo had to get a Maserati Grand Cabrio to add to his huge selection of motors. First released in 2009, the car didn't make it to the US until 2010. By then, reports claimed that it quickly sold out across the country. The Grand Cabrio has a 4.7-liter V8 engine that produces 433 horsepower. It even has a top speed of 180 miles per hour. In 2010, the Grand Cabrio was selling in the US for upwards of $136,000. So, if we add together all the cars we've mentioned in the list, we have 22 vehicles that the iconic forward has owned over the years. Combined, they have a startling value of over $40.8 million. But considering Ronaldo at the time of writing this has an estimated net worth of $500 million, his car collection is still just a drop in the financial ocean for him. Final fact finish. While Ronaldo has made several big money transfers, he didn't hold the record for the player with the highest cumulative transfer fees. That accolade, at the time of writing, belongs to Belgium and Chelsea forward Romelu Lukaku. So far, all his permanent transfer fees have added up to around £293.5 million or $406.9 million. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.